So guys, I have something slightly different for you all this week. I've been going back and forth in terms of what I should talk to you all about this week, what I should share on. Some of the things that keep popping up in my mind is going into a new level, going into a new season, God's will for your life versus your own will for your life. And I've been having a hard time trying to find the right words, to put everything together as elegantly as I can, as clear as I can. But last night I had an experience. Nothing out of the ordinary. But in its simplicity, God showed me what He was requiring of me in this season. And I think it's something that a lot of us may also be required of at this point in time in our lives. And so because of that, I just wanted to share a little bit of the prayer that I wrote to God. Now for context, last night I was minding my own business, and usually I have my quiet time in evenings, right? So I read through during the day, I may listen to sermons, wake up, you pray obviously, but my study time is for me in the evening times. Now current went, and your girl was like, I guess I won't be able to do quiet time tonight because current gone. I can't see. So God, I'll pray a little bit, but I can't really read tonight. And while I may have done stuff during the day, I was seeing it as an opportunity to get away. Not so much like I didn't want to do it, but it was just like, this is a reasonable excuse to not be able to have my normal quiet time. About an hour or so later, current came back. Now by this time, your girl tired, right? I ready to sleep. And so because current was gone, I was just like, well, another time. But in that moment, I knew I had a decision to make. Use the excuse of not having current and being too tired, or push through and still spend some quality time with God. Still spend some quiet time with God. And so my prayer starts like this. Dear Lord, I simply want to thank you for sustaining me, for helping me to develop the discipline required in order to go into another level, a new season. It's easy to do what is required when I want to do it. But what happens on those days where an excuse is understandable? For a time I was content with that, but now I'm not. I know that I need to push through, not to earn what you have in store, but to prepare me for it. So I'm grateful for today. I'm actually grateful that my plans changed, because it presented me with the opportunity to say, yes, I'm going to have this time with my Lord. I'm going to feed my spirit. I'm going to, not for my own sake or for my own pride. And I think that's why these silent and quiet battles or challenges are important, because what I do behind closed doors matters. To me, to the kingdom, and to you. So inspire me, Lord. I desire for this week's video to challenge and inspire. Make it spread like wildfire. And then it goes on for a little bit and kind of ends saying, help me in this season where patience is being required, where discipline is required. Take me deeper than I've ever been before. Lead me, Lord, and I will follow. Lead me, Lord, and I will go. I love you and I thank you for everything. Amen. And I know that may seem a little simple, to some it may seem a little cheesy, but that was my honest heart as I was writing that prayer to God. Because I think so many of us forget that what we do behind closed doors matters. It's easy to do what is required when we're on a spiritual high, when everything is going how we want it to go, when everything is falling into place. But what happens when we have a little bit of a stumbling block? What happens when we have a reason to say, man, I can't do this today. I can't pray today, or I can't reach out to this person today. I can't help today. because I have an excuse. It's in those quiet, small moments where we have to make a split decision that God is developing our sense of patience, our sense of compassion, our sense of discipline. And one thing that I've recognized is that in this Christian walk, discipline is everything. And you would see me mentioning that in videos gone before. But it is so true, because discipline is what carries us through the storm. Discipline is what carries us through when life is hard and we're not sure why. It helps us to keep going. It helps us to stay on the path that God has set out for us. And I know that God's will for my life requires a lot. And so that's why every day I'm like, Lord, please conform my will to yours. Make me want what you want for my life, what you require for my life. Because it's easy when everything is going the way that I want it to go. But Lord, these days when things are hard, help me to still want it. And even if I don't want it, help me to have the discipline to push through it, to still go in the direction that you have called me. But discipline doesn't happen like this. But discipline doesn't happen by magic. It happens by habit. It happens by us intentionally choosing every single day to live our lives in a very particular way. And one of the biggest tools of the enemy is distraction. If he can't destroy us, he will distract us until it's too late. And so sometimes we may find ourselves tossed into chaos, not because we've done anything wrong, but because the enemy is simply trying to distract us long enough that we are not able to develop a certain discipline in order to live this life faithfully. But that's why in every moment we have to be conscious. And I think that's one of the reasons why we have to be praying constantly, be praying always, because we always need what God says to be that final filter in our life. Not just the final, the first and final filter in our lives. That compass that shows us where we need to go. And so I don't know, like pastors say sometimes, I don't know who this is for today when you're reading this. But I just want to remind you that what you do behind closed doors matters to God. It's in those moments that we are trained for the things that are going to approach us on the outside. And if we take these quiet moments for granted, we are not going to be ready to be taken to the next level. We are not going to be ready for everything that God needs from us. We are not going to be willing to sacrifice, to give up, to be servants the way that God needs us to be in order to truly serve Him and His kingdom. No one is perfect and we all make mistakes. But that's where the grace of God comes in. But let us not take grace as an excuse to do whatever we want and live wayward lives. I think God is just simply calling us back to a place where we ask for patience, we ask for compassion, we ask for discipline, we ask for more faith, and we recognize that those things don't come in big dramatic ways. For some big event to happen in order for us to exercise faith, for us to exercise discipline. It happens in those small moments every single day. Those moments that we sometimes take for granted. But yeah, I think that's all she wrote. If you all enjoyed this video, be sure to like, subscribe to this channel, and share this video with someone you think may enjoy it as well. Leave a comment and let me know what you thought. And if you'd like to connect with me more, I'm off of social media right now, but you can still follow me on Instagram, and my IG handle will be on the screen. And you can also connect with me via my email, and my email will be on the screen where you can contact me. Until next time, you all keep it popping for Jesus, because without Him, we'd be a hot mess and not cute.